love London. My parents had a place in the Cotswolds about 2 hours outside of London, so we've been a lot, and it has special meaning because of that. And then Milan was incredible because we had both been to different parts of Italy, but not Milan, and we truly fell in love with it. And I loved watching Delia speak Italian, and that was really fun, and it's just such a beautiful place. And the fashion is super chic, and Paris is Paris. That's all you can say about Paris. It's like no other place in the world.
Well, going to Milan for the first time was super exciting, and in the past people had said, oh, you only need a couple days there, there's not much to see, but we were blown away by the city, and Italy in general is one of my favorite countries because obviously speaking Italian and rolling the R's is just so romantic, and so maybe Milan was my favorite, but it has been such a pleasure getting to be in Paris for such a long time because this is really the place to be at the end with all the market appointments. Everyone's here, and it has been really special. So there's definitely not one that's not worth visiting, of course, but you know you have a different mindset when you're in each city. So that New York is about shows, presentations, market appointments. It is super hectic. London, shows, and that you're going to be seeing everyone in Paris for market appointments. And then Milan, similar to New York, is presentations and shows, not so many market appointments. And then Paris is the ultimate finale. Shows, market appointments, and getting to see people on the street.
Trends that we kept seeing over and over again, there are so many, there are just so many different trends. It's kind of all over the place right now, for sure. So I think the ones that resonated most with me, that maybe would resonate with my clients, are definitely the Western boots. They're wearing Western boots in all different colors, spring colors, booties, tall boots, dresses. It's just going to be a really fun look, and also they're comfortable to wear. And then we saw sheer everywhere, and it can be really beautiful and elegant, but it's going to be interesting to see how it manifests itself. Do you wear it sort of oversized over a silk slip dress type thing, or for younger people maybe over a skirt and a bandeau? One designer had mentioned that to us. And then color wise, yellow, definitely, seriously, yellow in New York and in London. And then as we got to Milan, the yellow was turning to marigold and into sort of orange. So all those warm tones are going to be big for spring.
The power suit. It is all about the power suit, and we love a good power suit. And also matchy-matchy. So like if you're wearing a printed dress, the exact same print on your shoes and your bag, that's going to be a trend. And then also fairy tale dressing. So if you've ever wanted to live in English manner and be the lady of the house or things like that, this is your time, which it's my time too, because that's exactly what I would like
fairy tale
to
princess.
live in the Ritz, running around in my Louisa Beccaria dress. And fringe. We love fringe, so it's interesting seeing it in the summer months too, because fringe can be really great for fall. And slits. Someone said the slasher trend. So it is really in all different places. It could be in your elbow sleeve, so you could wear the suit jacket either as regular, or you could just wear only half of it, and then when you get cold, put on the other half.
Down on your ankle. Yeah.
Exactly. And then lots of like one pant leg and then a short, so that's interesting, or like a skirt and then one really high slit, the other leg is showing a lot of skin. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes commercially versus the shows.
And another thing that we're seeing a lot of is crochet. So in the South, for example, some sort of crochet sweater would be really hot in the spring, but more like that open weaves oversized sweater at Sonia Reichel yesterday, where you wear just like a little tank underneath, so you're really covered up, your arms are covered up, and it's a very casual, relaxed, elegant look. But it is it is similar to crochet.
With these shows, a lot of these things, they may not go into production. It's really just the showpiece and
the giant bow on the dress, which
exaggerated.
when it gets produced, it's much smaller. And
right, exactly. And they'll, in market appointments, they'll say, now in production, this will be different, or this won't be so sheer. We'll actually have a slip dress underneath, so things like that, so that you can know, okay, well, my customers will definitely be able to wear this, instead of not sure if this is so saleable.
Right.
It has helped us to better understand the direction that we want to go in, and also to help us explain to brands and our audience all about what the Style That Binds Us is in our business. And each day it becomes more and more clear what our business is and the direction that we want to take it in.
Definitely. And how every brand is like, how can we work together? What are we going to do going forward? So that's really exciting too. So everyone just needs to stay tuned, and we'll be talking about all of this as it develops. We have lots of exciting things in the works.
Another thing that's been really great is establishing relationships with brands. We would never speak about a brand that we haven't ever seen in person or felt or met the designer, really understand the story. So this has been a great introduction month. We've known about the brands in the past, but maybe we hadn't seen the pieces in person or gotten to meet the designer and hear firsthand their story. So that is why this intensive month has been super, super helpful in that way. It is extremely important to be involved in some way in Fashion Month, because everyone's attention is on that, and it is, you just need to have a presence. Everyone's in the cities. It's a great opportunity for you to introduce your brand to the market, to editors, to buyers, to influencers, everyone. So obviously fashion shows are really expensive. So if you even have just a small event, do something.
Collaborate with someone.
Yeah, definitely. Be involved in some way, because it is the perfect time to capture everyone's attention and pay attention to your brand.
So packing for an entire month was kind of insane, especially when you have to be dressed stylishly every single day. We started with our basics, the core wardrobe that I always talk about. If you have not created your core wardrobe, you can go to our website. Then that's when we added the Style Factory. We added scarves for color. We packed 4 different sunglasses, different bags. Bags can change the look of an outfit, and they don't take up a lot of room in your suitcase. So that's a fun way to accessorize. That's a great way to build a traveling wardrobe when you don't have a lot of space. So I talked about what to do with all those shoe bags that you get that come in the box with your shoes. And the 2 things that I do are, when I'm packing them up, if you are changing out your shoes for the seasons and you put them in a bin of some sort, that's when you use the shoe bag so they don't rub against each other. For your clothes, as many times as you can, it works really well to have, for example, a silk shirt on a hanger. And then instead of folding it all up, if you can keep it on the hanger and sort of drape it down into the suitcase, it should fall nicely, where when you take it out of the suitcase, you just take it out on the hanger and hang it back up. Certainly depends on the size of your suitcase. But if you can do that, then it's pretty much ready to go. You just need to pack your travel steamer. Another brand that we met with that we are so excited about is Sonia Rykiel, which of course is not a new brand. She created her brand, I think, in 1968, and she was known as the Queen of Knits. It was very French. She did the poor boy sweater, those striped sort of oversized sweaters. She was known for that. and in 2014, Julie Delebrun was chosen as the new artistic director, and she has really brought the brand back to the forefront of Parisian chic. She has done an amazing job.
This collection celebrated the 50th anniversary, which of course they had a year-long celebration. It was not just for the show. They have done had lots of festivities. So Sonia Rykiel has had an alley named after her in Paris, which no other designer has had that. Not even YSL, no one. But Sonia Rykiel has that. And the collection Julie Delebrun, exactly at the alley. She goes to the Bio market. It is an organic market every Sunday to do her shopping, and so the collection was inspired by the market. So the colors and the crochet, everything was reminiscent, having to do with, and oh my gosh, when you go into the appointment, it is just fantastic. They have a whole cafe and they have the little street sign.
Flowers everywhere and produce everywhere, and they were juicing.
We went to a market appointment with Dice Kayak, which is a Paris-based brand, but it is founded by two sisters who are from Turkey. And one of the sisters was there. We got to meet her, and she is really inspired by architecture, and you can tell completely by the silhouettes are extremely architectural, feminine. They have bold colors.
I mean, they really make a statement, and the fabrics are very luxe, just beautiful fabrics. A brand that we discovered, we actually discovered the brand in London when we went to the presentation, and I think we talked about that earlier in our trip. That was the presentation that was so refreshing because the models were dancing, and it was different scenes, and there were different body types, and it was fun, exciting music. So when we got to Paris, we actually got to go meet Adeline, and she is wonderful. Her fabrics are really cool fabrics. They pack well, and they're understated, but they're really well made. They're handmade, and the colors are beautiful, and they're clean lines, but they make a statement. They really do. So we're very excited about the possibility of working together in the future with Adeline and introducing you all more to that brand.
There is a handbag line called RVDW, and the founder's name is Denise, and that is, the brand is her last name, and she was a stylist before and then always wanted to create her handbag line, but she wanted to make sure that she had a point of view, that she had something to differentiate her, because there are so many handbag brands on the market. So once she decided to use the knot handle, then her brand was born. So she is based in Amsterdam. She's Dutch. In the Netherlands, the brand was founded in 2016, and she was a stylist before. So the really fun part was that I discovered her on Instagram maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and never thought that at one point we would meet, but that it would happen so soon. I did not know. So we got to meet and we went to Cafe de Flore, and then we got to see her bags in person, which is so crazy, seeing her face on a screen for so many years and then getting to see it in person was really such a delight. So I interviewed her on the blog before it was the YouTube channel and podcast, so that will be in the description below.
Yesterday was the final day of Fashion Month, and our last show was in the afternoon. We were really tired, and the brand is Junko Shimada, which we weren't really that familiar with. So I was thinking, what has Delia gotten us into? And we get there, and we sit down, and I start saying, I see Hamish Bowles, who we're kind of obsessed with, have known about him for years through Vogue. We love to read the articles that he writes and his adventures. And then sitting next to him, I'm like, I think that's Vivienne Westwood. She is a legend, you know. And then a couple of other people started coming in that were really like legendary in the industry. And then I thought, wait a minute, this is going to be something very interesting. And it was. So when the show started, the music was just so great. I mean, you just felt energized and like something exciting was about to happen. And then when the models came out, it was, I mean, I just thought it was amazing. She based the collection on the 50th anniversary of Woodstock, so you can imagine what the music was like. And the models came out, they were sort of strutting, and they were wearing very cool clothes and oversized hats, and every piece that came out, every girl that came out was better than the last. It was really an energizing show. So we were thrilled to get to go and to learn about the brand, and we certainly want to continue to learn more. The fascinating thing is she is 75 years old, maybe 76. This is her 35th year to be at Paris Fashion Week. And when the show was over, she came out. She walked the runway just like the models, and she was waving at people and smiling. You could tell she was very proud. She's always been in support of independent women. She raised her daughter by herself and taught her to be an independent, strong woman too. So the whole vibe was just fabulous. It was a great way to end this wonderful experience that we've had this month.
Christina Ricci, Sandro, Celine, et l'avenue. Nous sommes arrivants à l'avenue. There she goes already inside. Sunglasses on and off, they keep changing. But it's started by...
Okay, don't fall asleep on your aunt.
So, what was the question that you just asked me? Oh, yeah.